What are we going to make today? What are we making?
I don't know.
We're not making anything, are we not? What are we making? What do you think? What are we making today?
You stir it up.
Yeah.
Then you put the egg in.
What else do we put in?
The flour.
Flour, and what else?
Water.
No.
Milk.
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 But what's it going to make?
Huh?
What we're going to make? Some Yorkshire puddings. Yeah, we're going to make some Yorkshire puddings, yeah? So, what we need to do first, we need to put the oven on, don't we? Put the oven on?
Yeah.
So set the oven, put the oven on, warm the oven up. Yeah, and we need to set that to around about 185, 190 degrees Celsius. Some people differ, but that's what we're going to do. We're going to do 180, 195. So what we also need to do as well,
what?
We need to get our Yorkshire pudding tins. So we're going to make some little ones, aren't we?
Why?
They're going to go in there, and you've always got to warm them up first. So some people, you've got to try and put some oil in. I like to use the oil, the meat. You know, the juices off the meat, but I haven't got any meat today because we're having a minced dinner, aren't we? Yeah. So we'll put a little bit of oil in these.
Oil in first?
Yeah, we'll put a little bit of oil in all these, look. If I can get this off because it's a brand new thing.
Brand new thing?
How does that come off there? How on earth does that come off?
Righty tighty, lefty loosey.
Yeah, that's right, isn't it?
Yeah.
Righty tighty, lefty loosey, yeah, I've got a hold of it now. But that just pulls off, you see. So it pulls off there and it pulls off there, and we'll get that off now. Alright?
Yeah.
So we'll put just a tiny little bit. Alright, a tiny little bit in each one. Just to greasing it up a little bit, alright? Alright, so that's that bit done, the oily bit. Alright? We'll shake that around. And then you're going to put that in the oven because that needs to warm up ready for the Yorkshire pudding mix. Alright?
The oil?
So what we're going to do, we've got a bowl.
Yeah.
What colour is the bowl?
Pink.
Right?
Pink.
And what we need first, we need eggs.
Eggs.
So I've got 4 eggs here. So normally, eggs, for every egg, you need to get 50 grams of flour. Some people say it's a bit different. You can have sort of 2 eggs or 4 eggs and 160 grams, but I always just half it. So we're going to do 4 eggs, right? 4. And how many's in there?
4.
Yeah. And then we're going to do 200 grams of flour. Yeah. And we're going to mix it all up. So we're going to do the eggs first. We'll crack them. And who always needs to do the eggs? Who always needs to do the eggs? Who's got to crack the eggs? The grown-ups, don't they? Yeah. Always the grown-ups do the eggs.
And Dad do this. Boys do that.
Yeah, so that's the eggs all cracked. And to make sure your Yorkshire puddings rise, you've got to make sure they're beaten up. So we'll put them up there. As you can see there, it's all beaten up. If you get some little air bubbles, that will help it rise. So that's the eggs done. Right, now the flour, if you haven't got your scales, what you can do, if you've got a measuring jug, normally you just do it up to about 200 millilitres. That will give you roughly what you need. So
and here and then measure
if we
it.
put that in there, and put that on there. You ready?
Yeah.
So there's a little bit too much in there, so take a little bit out. Still too much in there. Careful. A little bit more. And then that should be enough. Yeah, so that's your flour done. Put that on one side. Right, and we don't need the scales anymore, do we?
Why?
Because we don't want to finish with the scales, so they'll put them on one side. Yeah. So we'll add your flour into there.
Yeah.
But then what we also need is milk. And again, because we put 4 eggs in, you half it to 200 millilitres of milk. Yeah, so that's 200 millilitres of milk. And if you pour that in there. Yeah, clever lad.
I'm a clever boy.
Yeah. Right, we'll put that on one side now.
Yeah.
And then we'll mix this in.
I want to mix it.
So go on, you mix it. Again, it needs to be proper. You need to give it a good mix. Make sure it's all nice and smooth, no lumpy bits. We've got lots of lumpy bits in there, so we just take yours out there for a minute, okay? We'll give it a proper mix.
And stop mixing me. I don't like eggs though. But I do like
You
nuts.
hold on to that. Dad's going to give it a proper good mix now, right?
There's still more.
A lot of people would use a whisk for this, or an electric mixer. We've got a whisk, but I much prefer to use a fork, which is so much better, easier. It's so much better and easier with a fork.
It's dripping.
It's dripping, make sure it drips in there then.
And
And we haven't got an electric mixer because it's lazy, isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah, lazy.
Why?
You get a good workout with this. Yeah.
So what about this fork?
If you do, you just keep mixing that. So we can see we're mixing and mixing and mixing that.
So
Keep
there's
stirring round and round and round. Yeah.
So there's bubbles. I don't know what that is on my spoon.
Right. We'll finish that now, so we'll put that on one side. A lot of Yorkshire pudding mixes you don't tend to see this.
What's this?
I like to add a few little herbs, so a few little mixed herbs into there. Not a lot, just a few little in there, just to add to the flavour. And then you add a little bit of salt.
Can I do the black one?
Yeah, a little bit of salt and pepper. So a little bit of salt and pepper, just a little bit, not too much. And then sometimes, right, if you want your Yorkshire puddings to really rise, if you're struggling to get your Yorkshires to rise, you can add a little bit of vinegar. It'll make your Yorkshires rise, but we're not going to add vinegar today because I'm confident our Yorkshire puddings are going to rise.
What's that? No, milk! That's milk! That's milk, Dad.
Alright.
Is that milk?
Right, so I'm happy that's mixed enough, right? So we'll go back to the oven. And then who needs to go in the oven?
Grown-up.
A grown-up always goes to the oven, and you've got to remember as well, you always try and clean up after yourself, don't you?
Yeah.
So clean that up there.
You're clean up.
Always keep it clean and we'll keep it dry. Alright, keep it clean and dry. Right, and then you need to be careful with this next bit, alright?
Why?
Because it's going to be it's going to be hot, this next bit. Alright?
You need also glove, Dad.
So you always get your oven glove because it's going to be hot, right? So we've got our Yorkshire pudding mix, right? And then you just need to fill each little individual compartment up evenly. Alright? These are going to be quite big because we made a lot of mix, haven't we?
Yeah.
We could potentially make bigger ones, but we're not. We're just going to make little individual ones and they're going to be big.
Bigger?
Yeah. So we'll just even them all out there. And who likes Yorkshire puddings?
I know who does.
Who likes Yorkshire puddings? You do.
I told you and Mom and Dad.
Yeah.
No.
You think Roxy does?
Yeah!
Roxy, who's Roxy?
My doggy.
Your doggy, yeah.
My doggy friend.
Right, so that's them done. You still don't touch, it's still going to be hot, okay?
Yes.
And now we're ready for putting them in the oven.
Oh.
Alright?
Put them in
So we can see there.
tins. Oh, but we're not being cakes today.
Yeah, so there we go. The Yorkshire pudding's ready to go in there. Alright, and it needs to go in that oven there. So again, ready to put in. Put them in there now. Right, Harry. So we're checking these Yorkshires. Gotta make sure we get an oven glove.
Big. They're so big.
And it's very hot, so we've got to be really careful, don't we? Yeah. So, if you can see, they have came out fantastic. Again, it's going to be really hot. So you can see them. They are looking fantastic. So we're going to let them cool down. And I think Harry's going to have a taste test, aren't you? Yeah. So Harry, what we're going to do now?
Taste test.
We're going to do a taste test. These should be cool enough now. So we're going to let Harry pick a one. Which one do you want? Some of them have stuck a little bit, but they are still looking grand. So Harry's having a taste test. What do we think? What do we think? Was it a thumbs up? Thumbs up? Yeah, and high fives. Yeah.